Nikola Motors CEO Trevor Milton resigns. Discovery Channel's hit TV show Diesel Brothers star Dave Sparks, Heavy D Sparks, on Instagram after he publicly backed Trevor after the allegations from HindenBurg, saying that he fully believed in what Trevor was doing and fully believed that HindenBurg was full of it.
Drove the stock price down. Well, lo and behold, HindenBurg happens to be a stock short seller. What that means is they make money when stocks drop.
Well, I've got answers, I've got responses, and we've got things to talk about here in this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here, the number one day trade channel. But one thing that I'm also really good at is smelling bull. Smelling bull. You know what I want to make clear here is that in the beginning of this whole thing, in the beginning of Nikola going public and all that, I was a bull. I thought Nikola was really cool. I thought Nikola was awesome, just like everybody else, because of the high-tech renderings, because of their really good job in marketing. I also was a bull because of Heavy D, Dave Sparks from the TV show Diesel Brothers, partnering with Nikola. I believed that if Dave, someone who's been very successful with his TV show, with his brands, with his companies, if Dave is getting on the bandwagon, then this company has to be legitimate. But after the news from HindenBurg came out, the news about all of the discrepancies. Now, I want to make that clear here. It's not about HindenBurg pointing out that Nikola is a fraud. It's the actual fact that HindenBurg put together a very detailed report going through all of the discrepancies and all of the lies and all of the fraud that Nikola was portraying because of their CEO, Trevor Milton, who had very high hopes for an industry that he really had no experience in revolutionizing and believing that he was Elon Musk. This is not about me pointing out that Trevor is a serial scam artist in terms of all of the previous companies that he's had. We've seen Trevor's track record. Multiple companies having multiple issues in the past. He started a company called D-Hybrid that he promised people that he was going to be able to convert diesel driving trucks on the road, convert them to drive with natural gas. And he never delivered on that promise, even after taking money from companies promising that he would deliver. Over 800 trucks converted. He only converted 5 trucks, and the company said that all 5 trucks did not properly work. Now, with the news coming out that Trevor is stepping down, resigning from the company, it's not a very good look for Nikola, especially when your founder, your CEO, your visionary brainchild walking away from the company. And guess what? He's walking away with millions and millions of dollars in his pocket. He still has another $20 million to collect over the next 2 years from his stock options. Nikola delivered no products. Nikola delivered nothing actually productive for shareholders. And he walks away with close to $70 million in profit. I don't know about you guys, but this sounds very much like his previous endeavors. Like I said, Heavy D Sparks, I was excited. I thought that it would really create a lot of momentum for this company, especially with the new Badger. But then questions started to arise, especially with the GM partnership. It made no sense. And I had to ask myself, why would a technology amazing design company want to partner with GM to build the truck that they told everyone they're going to build? Maybe because they couldn't actually build it themselves. Maybe the whole thing was just one big farce. GM's actually just going to build a Badger that's just a GM truck. The thing about Trevor, the CEO of Nikola, is he's very vocal on Twitter. He likes the attention. He likes people talking. He likes, people commenting and saying how smart he is and all that. I guess we all like that. Trevor loved to write on Twitter and get people excited, which I understand. That's awesome. You want a CEO that's charismatic. You want a CEO that brings investors in. And that's exactly what Trevor was able to do. And that's why this whole thing smells so much. I posted on Instagram after Trevor Milton, the CEO of Nikola, stepped down. I posted basically saying that a innocent CEO of a publicly traded company does not just step down and walk away when they're innocent. There's something going on here, right? Even if Hindenburg is a total scam, there's something legitimate about Hindenburg's research if the CEO of the company steps down after the research article comes out, right? You've gotta be like, huh, that's fishy. That's interesting. When Dave came out publicly saying that he was going to be working on the Badger with Nikola, with Trevor, I thought that was very good. It was very good for the stock. Good to have a celebrity. Good to have hype. Good to have momentum. After Nikola was accused by Hindenburg, after the article came out pointing out all of the discrepancies, Dave Sparks went on Instagram. He went on Instagram to tell people,
drove the stock price down. Well, lo and behold, Hindenburg happens to be a stock short seller. What that means is they make money when stocks drop.
Hindenburg just wanted to profit off the fall of the stock. He wanted to explain to people that short sellers are just trying to make money when the stock is going down, and he fully believed in Trevor. He was a friend of Trevor's. He knew that Trevor was going to deliver in the future. He basically promised to people that Trevor was legitimate, that the company was legitimate, that people should keep on investing. People could just keep on buying. Maybe he didn't directly say, hey, keep buying shares. But when Dave Sparks goes on Instagram, on his platform, he's got millions. I think he's got 3 million followers on Instagram. So you can see the amount of influence he has. If he makes a video saying that he believes that Nikola is actually legitimate, that he believes that Trevor is actually legitimate, well, people would probably believe that, right? Because he's got 3 million followers. He's a big name. He's publicly, all over the internet, all over Discovery Channel. People would probably believe that Dave Sparks knows what he's talking about, right? So people would end up buying the stock price after seeing that video, after seeing that Dave is doubling down publicly. But now, what does Dave have to say to me? What does Dave have to say after all the allegations and after now Trevor backing down and walking away? So I posted on Instagram basically saying that you've got to feel bad, man, promoting Trevor, standing behind it publicly, telling people that you believe, telling people that you think that Hindenburg is full of it and all they want to do is see the price of the stock crash down. So he then replied to me saying, bad karma, bull crap. You don't know anything about what's going on with him. Please don't act like you know what's going on and accuse me of something you know nothing about. Nikola will be successful whether or not you like it. Guess what? If anyone knows more about Nikola, this whole entire debacle, this whole entire ensemble, guess who it is? It's me. When Nikola was going public with the VTIQ acquisition, guess who broke the news? Guess who broke the news when the Badger got announced? Guess who broke the news that the stock price was overpriced? Guess who broke all of the news? Patrick Wieland here on YouTube. I know I'm just a little YouTuber, but I'm kind of wired into what's going on in the stock market, especially if I find out something that I like and I look at. I like to really dig into it. I guess obviously I didn't dig into it enough because the whole Hindenburg Research article basically blew up the entire thing. But like I said, in the beginning, I was bullish on Nikola. But now, a lot of questions need to be answered, and not a lot of questions have been answered. Nikola basically came out admitting that the video of the Nikola 1, their semi-truck, was a faked video. The company said that a third-party agency simply filmed the big rig rolling down a big hill. Nikola never stated that this truck was driving under its own propulsion in the video, although the truck was showcased and filmed by a third party rolling down a hill. Come on, guys. Why? You don't give me this, right? You can't polish a turd and make it a piece of gold, because obviously there was a major fraud that went down with this video. I don't care what they say. The video is on their actual YouTube channel. You can see here. They posted this January 25th, 2018, and you can see here, there's the truck rolling down a hill. It looks like it's driving. Does it not look like it's driving? It really looks like it's driving. So really good job on that for them. But guess what? Here it says at the bottom, behold, the 1,000 horsepower, zero emission Nikola 1 semi-truck in motion. Nowhere does it say anywhere on their page that this was just for a demonstration, that this was a third party. They claimed it, they promoted it, and they wanted people to see it. So do not give me that crap, Dave, that you believe that Nikola is fully transparent, and fully doing what they need to do for their shareholders. Dave, don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, because clearly Nikola doesn't know what they're talking about, because again, HindenBurg pointed out all of these discrepancies, hundreds of discrepancies. And the biggest thing here is, this is my favorite one about all of the discrepancies, all of the claims that Trevor made. Trevor claimed that Nikola's headquarters has a 3.5 megawatts of solar power on its roof producing energy. Aerial photos taken in 2018, 2019, and today again prove that Trevor was full of it. So, Dave Sparks, whatever you want to call him, how can you publicly say that HindenBurg doesn't know what they're talking about, that HindenBurg is just making accusations, when something as simple as Trevor lying about solar panels on the roof of the Nikola headquarters, that is just, what a stupid lie. If you're going to lie about something, why lie about having solar panels on the roof of your headquarters when you don't? Because that basically proves one thing, that you'll lie about anything and everything to get any type of publicity and any type of hype, because Trevor wanted to brag that the company was super advanced, had tons of technology, and they were producing all of their own electricity off of the grid. And well, we found out that they never were, very simply just by flying a drone or taking photos above the building. Now, there's tons of facts and discrepancies in the HindenBurg Research article. I would definitely suggest that you go and read that to learn more about the company, to make your own decision at that point. But really, we need to hold accountable people like Dave Sparks for publicly going out there and telling 3 million people that he believes in Nikola, and still to this day, he believes that Nikola will be successful. But I'm telling you right now, this company has lots and lots of headaches and lots of issues to come. Lots of waves of resistance coming. And one thing that I know is I don't want to invest in a company that is already telling me lies, especially with Nikola here promoting a truck that's rolling downhill and then later coming out saying that it was a third party. Well, guess what? It was on your YouTube. You promoted it. Nowhere did you post saying that it wasn't under its own propulsion. Nowhere did you say that this was just a demonstration. You clearly wanted the hype. Nikola clearly wanted to profit, clearly wanted to raise more money, just like they did with their stock offering. They did the old caboozle cabazzle. They got everyone. They got Wall Street, baby. It happens sometimes. But this is why you gotta love short sellers like HindenBurg, because when companies like Nikola become astray, when they start to get a little bit to the left, or they start talking about things they really shouldn't be talking about, a company like HindenBurg, there's a reason that we have short sellers in the market, because they're able to point out the bearish thesis on a stock. And like I said earlier, I was a bull on Nikola. When they first launched, everything looked really cool. I was like, man, I want to buy one of those Badgers. But then the GM deal happened, and now the HindenBurg deal happened, and I've got to ask myself, do I really want to keep investing? Do I really want to invest in a company that is lying about multiple things, is under investigation right now with the SEC and the Department of Justice? We'll see what happens with Trevor. We'll see what happens going forward. I'm hoping that Heavy D watches this video and sees that you got to be a little bit more responsible, Heavy D. You got to be a little bit more responsible before going on to your Instagram with 3 million followers and telling people that you publicly believe and are fully behind Trevor, when Trevor isn't even behind the company anymore. So who are you behind now? Now you're behind Nikola? Is Trevor's brother the director of hydrogen production? Is he going to now take over as CEO? That would only make the story even better. So lots of questions need to be answered, and still no answers from Nikola. And Heavy D has cost investors, has cost people possibly millions and millions of dollars. Last week, this is when Heavy D came out saying that he publicly stood behind Trevor, that he publicly stood behind the company, that HindenBurg was totally full of it. They didn't know what they were talking about, and they just wanted to profit off the stock price plummeting. Well, from $30 last week, it crashed down to $23. Today, it's $27. And I'm telling you, it's going to keep heading lower until answers are answered, until questions are answered. So Heavy D, guess what? It is bad karma. It is bad karma that you told people that you stood behind Trevor, that you stood behind Nikola, and now the stock price is down another 20%. That's bad karma, my friend. That's really bad karma. So hopefully you learn your lesson here, and hopefully you can get back to just doing cool stuff and not trying to be a stock promoter or a investor in a company that's a total total farce at this point. So until we find out more information from Nikola, it sounds like everything in the HindenBurg Research article is definitely raising major flags here. The company is running for the hills, trying to hide and trying to save themselves at this point. But it looks like the only person who's really going to profit out of this is the CEO. Well, the ex-CEO, Trevor, who's got $70 million in the bank. He's got one of the most expensive houses in Utah now. Well, I'm happy for Trevor. He's also going to be raising his own organic beef now. I wonder if Heavy D is going to go over and have an organic beef paid for by Nikola shareholders and Nikola investors. It's a good question, actually. Heavy D, are you going? He might go over there.